Sorry about that. I forgot to unmute. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Chalk Couture. So happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy weekend, happy almost spring. Um, Once you hop on, say hi in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from. If you happen to be watching the replay later, pop in the hashtag replay into the comments so I can say hi to you later. I am live in 3 locations this morning using an online platform called StreamYard. So I am live in my business Facebook page. I'm live in my private Facebook group. And I'm also live on my YouTube channel. And I tell you that just so that if you hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your comment feed, that viewer may be watching and commenting from a different platform. Also, if you're watching from my private Facebook group, if you wouldn't mind giving StreamYard access to your profile name and picture, that way you show up under your name in my comments and not just Facebook user. That way I know who I am saying hi to. And speaking of saying hi to, I'm just going to check my comments. I see that Bonita is on. Good morning. I also see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door. Good morning. Again, as anyone else pops in, say hi in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from. Make sure you're mashing that heart button. Make sure you're spreading the chalk love all over Facebook. Hit all the notifications, the bells, the whistles, all that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to flip my camera. So let me get this out of the way so you can see it a little bit. I have had this Spinning Bistro board designed since Halloween. It's been stashed behind something else so you couldn't see it. So we are going to remove this design and then we are going to add a new design. And that is literally the magic of Chalk Couture, is that on most chalkboards, glass, some metals, some metals may stain, but chalkboards, glass, and metal, you can pretty much remove the chalk paste and redesign. So the intent was to invest in a really high-end chalkboard, and then all you have to store away are your transfers and paste. And so you can redesign home decor items very easily between the seasons and the different holidays. They have since quit selling such when I say high end, I mean a couple $100 chalkboards. They have since gone away from the high end and they're selling a bit more consumer friendly chalkboards, but they're still beautiful. They're still reusable. So I'm just removing this bow. Usually I can grab the knot. Don't mind me. Hey, Miss Ashley, how are you? What are you up to this weekend? Oh, eyes just went blurry. Okay, so I'm just removing this. These are just strips of fabric and bandanas. I'll just throw them back in my stash. It's kind of the joy of the bows that I make is that they're fairly easy to disassemble. So then I'm just removing the fabric scraps. And there we go. So I'll put those to the side. And when you're removing your design, all you want to do, see, and this has been on probably since September, October. I cannot scratch it. I mean, if I sit here and scratch it with my fingernail, yeah, I can get some of it off. But for the most part, it is not coming off. But I can add water to it. I'm going to do both sides. Ashley says she's trying to get motivated to work on your fence that you're putting up. Well, when you're done with your fence, you can come put up our fence. I think we're kind of following in your footsteps. We've had an egress window on our wish list. We've had a fence on our wish list because even in our old house that we lived at for a long time, we had to take the dogs out on leashes because we didn't have a fence. And then this house does not have a fence. So yes, we can control where they go to the bathroom, but it would be nice just to be able to have a fence. So if we're outside in the fire pit, they can come outside with us. We don't have, and then the catty corner house behind us does not have a fence either. And they also have a new dog. So that makes things a bit difficult from time to time. So I'm just kind of rubbing this in. And then you can take like an old gift card, a credit card, the little brown scraper that comes in your Pampered Chef stoneware, and also Chalk Couture, or Chalk Couture sells a paste scraper. You could use a Cricut scraper, which I also have, the little, the hard plastic squeegees. But you can just scrape part of it off. And it just literally comes off like magic. And then the other thing, I'm going to get a grimy board eraser. This is what a new eraser looks like. And I'm going to get it wet over here in my little bucket. And then it's just going to take all of that off. I'm going to come in and get a lot of the excess. I'm going to wash my board eraser again. Did we decide on a company for our egress window? I think we were going to work with Jerry Deal. He actually was the guy that bought our former house. It had a lot of basement and foundation issues. And he bought it as is, and so kind of repaying him for literally getting us out of that house, because it was we kept waiting for our basement or our bedroom to end up in the basement one of these days. Oh, Jason confirms that we're using Deal Construction. So yeah, they got us a quote, and hopefully in the next month or two, we'll have a egress window, and then we can put in a fence, because the fence would be right where the egress window is, and we don't really want to put up a fence. They said it would be easier to build an egress window without the fence there. So that's what we're doing. And we're not copying you, although it really looks like we're copying you. We just have been planning and prepping, and now our finances are where we can do that. We have a big laundry list of little projects. Like we did a little bit of, somebody else did a little bit of remodeling to our bathroom. We had a couple of cabinets above our washer and dryer that's in our bathroom. So we split those two cabinets apart, so we could move one of the cabinets centered above the washer and dryer. Then we added a shelf up on top so that we have some hanging room for drying clothes. We were going to move the other cabinet to the top, to above the toilet, but it wouldn't fit in the little cubicle that we have because the wall's not square. So the guy that did it for us just put up some really pretty shelving and brackets. Jason says, we're not copying you because it sounds like you're doing the fence yourselves. We are definitely not doing the fence ourselves. It would be it wouldn't be pretty if we tried to do a fence ourselves. My joke is that we can barely change a light bulb without instructions, although that's totally exaggerating, but sometimes it feels that way. Okay, now that I will get done chit-chatting. So we are using the March Club Couture transfer. This is called Farm Words. This is exclusive to Club Couture members and designers only. So that is the only way you can get it. If you are a Club Couture member, you get this size B transfer and 3 chalk paste singles. And let me just go ahead. I can throw that up on the screen really quick. So you get this transfer and 3 paste singles for $19.99 a month. There is a minimum 3-month commitment to join, but you can cancel at any time after that. You also get 3 paste singles with your transfer. This month, I believe it's Candy Apple Red, Eucalyptus, and Storm. And then also as a Club Couture member, you get $4.95 flat rate shipping. So it's a pretty cool deal. So this is the Club Couture transfer for the month. I have already used it once. I've made this cute little barn. I did the barn on the new white 5x7 board and base. It's completely detachable. You can put it this way or this way. So I just made the cute little barn. It totally reminds me of the 1970s Fisher-Price barn and silo. So pretty cute. But today we're just going to use, I'm going to use the home and the home suite to make just a cute little home decor piece that you can keep up all year round. And because, well, I haven't used this piece yet. So I got to get some things figured out. Okay. Because I have not used this yet, I am going to fuzz. And what I'm doing, if I can get the right towel, is I'm just using my fuzz towel, but I could have used that terry cloth towel, but I'm just going to lay down a layer of fuzz, and so that keeps my transfer from sticking so much to the surface that it pulls or stretches my silk screen and distorts the transfer. So I'm just eyeballing it, and I'm going to pull up this other piece. Thanks, Ashley. Just to make sure that should work. Okay. So now I'm just going to burnish this down really well. So I'm just going to rub my finger along that silk screen material to make sure I don't have any air bubbles and that the edges are sealed really well. And if you really wanted to get farmhouses, you could change the windmill out for the O. I don't think I'm going to do that though, but that would be super cute. And I'm just going to go ahead and place the home suite because I can. So I'm going to fuzz it. And I'm just going to place it right up on top. So I'm just going to burnish that down. So I thought I would use the new Eucalyptus Shimmer color and then Shimmer Frost, which I have 2 of these out because this one is almost empty. I'm just trying to figure out my color combination here. I'm going to grab a few squeegees while I'm thinking. So let's open this one up. It is brand new. I don't know if you can see. Can I get it up there? Look at all that shimmer. Super pretty. And if you love the look of glitter, but don't like the way that glitter spreads everywhere, then the shimmer pastes are what you need to get because the glitter is contained in the paste. Sometimes you get a little bit of residual glitter on your transfers. I don't know if I did use silver on the windmill. I don't know if you can see a little bit. It does have a little bit of shimmer left on it, but it doesn't go anywhere. So that's nice. So I think I'm going to do the H, the M, and the E in the eucalyptus and then do the home suite and the O in the white. The other thing I could do is do the home and the O in white and sweet and the H, M, and the E in eucalyptus. Anybody want to weigh in? And actually, so that I'm not fighting the pedestal, I forgot you can remove that. That makes it a lot easier. And you can also, some people have painted their Spinning Bistro sign, and you can, there is a little metal edging that goes around it, and then there's this little pin at the bottom. You can pop that pin out and remove this entire metal band, and you could paint it the same color as your stand and keep the chalkboard black. So whatever floats your boat. Okay, well, I know I can do the, I know I'm going to do the H, the M, and the E in the eucalyptus. So I'm just dipping my, I just dipped my squeegee in the chalk paste, and I'm just going to drag that squeegee down the silkscreen material. Making sure that I cover all of the silkscreen surface. I think I'm going to do the rest in white. Let's see if I have enough in here. So this is the same. It's just a white glitter paste, shimmer paste. This one is a bit thick, but I'll use it anyway. So I'm just going to do the home. And I have a little bit more work time than I normally would because the shimmer paste dries slower than the regular paste does, just because of the difference in viscosity. So I'm just evening out my squeegee lines, trying to remove all of the excess paste. And I'm going to put the rest back in my jar. And now I'm just going to remove the transfer slowly. So there's Home Sweet. Oh, so pretty. So, so pretty. So there we have our Home Sweet Home. So I'm going to dry it really quick. It's going to be kind of a quick and simple project for today. The hardest part today is going to be what kind of embellishments do I want, and do I have the right color? Let's see. Not quite dry yet. this back in here just because I don't want to waste the paste that's on that cover. I can use it for something else. Maybe. Oh. Okay. So now, I think that's dry. So now I can pop this back in here. Maybe. Come on. I guess I don't have to unscrew it all the way. So there is a hole at the bottom here, and there is a peg here. I didn't need to unscrew that all the way. And so then I just need to match all this up. Okay, and so then it spins. So I could put something on the back side eventually, and I will. But there's our home sweet home. I'm going to show that up close. I don't know if you can get all that glitter, but it's super sparkly. And I think there's a definite difference between the eucalyptus shimmer and the shimmer frost. There's definitely a lot more dimension and a lot more sparkle. But before we embellish, I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to wash off my transfers so they're not over here swimming. I want to show you how super easy it is to clean the transfers. So I've just got them in some water. You just need to run them under running water, like in a utility sink, a kitchen sink, a bathroom sink, a tub, a shower, or just because my water source is across the basement. I just always have a little tub right next to me usually. That way I can clean as I go. So I'm just taking my same board eraser and I'm wiping that chalk paste off of the top side. And there will be some shimmer left over, but it won't go anywhere. And I try to hold on to one side so I don't totally stretch my transfer. I'm going to take them out of the water. I'll move that to the side so I don't spill it. And then I'm just going to give it another quick wipe. My board eraser is falling apart. I'll just throw that one away. And then I'm going to get disinfecting wipe out, and I'll wipe off the back. So then I'll just flip them over, and then you can leave them sticky side up to dry for about 5 to 10 minutes if you would like. But I always forget that I have them drying, especially if I don't. If I'm washing them afterwards and leaving them by my utility sink that's in another room, I tend to forget that they're air drying. So this is kind of why I do it. I just wash them immediately. And then as soon as I'm done, I just stick them right back on the backer sheet. And then I let them dry on the backer sheet. I also think it's easier to place them on the backer sheet when they're slightly damp because they're a little bit more movable. And then they'll dry perfectly, and then you can store them away. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So if you're ever intimidated by craft projects that appear messy, I can tell you that Chalk Couture projects and products are super easy cleanup. So I just have a bunch of scraps here. I think that mint's pretty close. So I have just some bandana scraps that I've cut up. And then I also have, like, this has a little bit of that minty eucalyptus color. It's another bandana strip. I could even throw in some gray. Could even throw in, I think we'll stick with that. Another piece of navy. Let's see if I can find another piece of mint. Let's check this box. Ashley says super easy. She is correct. It is super easy cleanup. Here we go. Here's a solid piece that'll work. Here's also, let's get this piece out instead. Okay, so I have 2 of each, and then we'll do some of this. You could even add in if you wanted a kind of a fall look. And here is an example. I did a patriotic. I think this was actually, it may have been on the board and pillar, but it's just a bow I made. But because I make it simple, it's easy to take off and store away. Okay, so let's get a pair of scissors. I think I want to cut all these in half probably. So I may not need to use, we'll just use it the way it is. So I'm just going to tear, because this is wider than I would prefer, I'm just going to make a little snip like that, and I'm literally going to tear it. And then I'm going to cut all these in half. I'll use them that way. We're just going to make a simple, messy bow. So I will probably, I don't know if I'll use all these or not. Okay, so I'm just going to tie this around. I think, let me get it in between here. I'm just going to tie it, just simply tie it. And then I'm just going to start placing, I'm going to go with darker color first. I'm just going to kind of crisscross them. I know these are kind of wadded up, but they'll work. Kind of adds to the charm, and they'll kind of poke out and move wherever they want to at that point. I know these are a little longer, but we can trim them. Just crisscrossing them, literally. That's all I'm doing. Then I'm just going to bring up my tails. Oops, that didn't work. And I'm just going to tie it tight. Tight enough that I tear it. And then I'm just going to trim. Still a bit long. And then you can just kind of pull and tug. It's not the prettiest, but it wasn't really meant to be pretty. I kind of want to turn it. So then you can just kind of tug and pull all of these to kind of separate them out. That one ended up. There we go. And if some are shorter than the others, you can just pull on the opposite side. And there you go. Cute little bow. Just very messy, very rustic, but it dresses it up a little bit. Super easy, which is what we like. So, and these were just bandanas, 99-cent bandanas from Hobby Lobby. I buy them in like every color. Put them back in my stash and they'll be ready for the next project. And I literally don't even cut them. I just make a little snip and then I tear. Jason says, that's awesome. Okie doke. So we are done with this project for today. Throw a few things up on the screen. If you happen to be in the Salina area, I'm having a Pick Your Project with Chalk Couture class today from 1 to 3. If you want more information, just type class in the comments, and I will shoot you some information about that via Messenger. Also, next week, I'm having a DIY graphic tee using the Chalk Couture ink. So if you're interested in that and you're close to the Salina area, just put ink in the comments and I will send you information about that. I talked a little bit about Club Couture, but if you are a Club Couture member this month, remember that you can get the bunny cutout patterns transfer for 50% off this month by being a Club Couture member. So hit me up if you want information. Type bunny in the comments. And then also, if you happen to be thinking about joining Chalk Couture this month, the regular kit is $99 plus shipping and handling. You get $240 worth of retail value products in that kit. You also start earning your commissions and you get your 40% off discount on any products. But if you choose to join this month, you also get the bird cutouts and the bird cutout patterns included in your kit, and that adds, I believe that's a $40 value added to your kit. So if you've been thinking about joining, this month would be a great month to join. So let's hop back to our comments. Put myself on full screen. So this is what we made today. Cute little home sweet home on a Spinning Bistro Sign. I do have a couple of these in my stash if you're interested in them. They'll also be one of the project surfaces that you can pick in the class this afternoon if you choose to come. So with that, I'm going to sign off, and I will be back live on Monday at 7:15 p.m. Central Time. So if I don't see you before then, have a great weekend, and thanks for watching. See you later.